Hello, this is SJ Talks in Life coming back at you with another video. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, please, and thank you. The black people, well, some people on YouTube, black people are considering boycotting. They're considering a boycott on the businesses that plan on participating in DEI. That Donald Trump is trying to put into effect. Right now, they're saying that it's at the federal level. Um, I don't know. I think I read something about he was trying to tell corporate America that they needed to put this in effect or something like that. I don't know. But I know, like, if you didn't get a chance to catch my last video, where I said Donald Trump. They said that Donald Trump had put a freeze on the civil rights cases. If you didn't get a chance to catch that video, check that video out. And in that video, I showed where they're doing it. I was reading the information on it, and they said that they're doing it, that they're laying off lots of they're starting to lay off the federal employees that's under the DEI, that were hired under DEI. And that's not okay. That's not right. I don't care what nobody says. It's not right. It's not right. Now, people are afraid that they might lose their job. Federal job is a pretty good job. You know, you get pretty good pay and you get pretty good benefits. And a lot of people are probably afraid that they're going to lose their job because of this. So that's not okay. And I was basically asking the question that you Donald Trump supporters, is that something that you stand behind? Do you stand behind that? Are you in support of people losing their jobs? It's not right. You know, that was put into place. You know, a lot of Martin Luther King and the black people fought for that years ago because they wasn't giving equal opportunities to black people. Black people wasn't getting equal opportunities, and that's the reason why that was put into place. But it's benefiting other people. It benefits other groups as well. It benefits disabled people. It benefits women. It benefits disabled individuals. It benefits LG, you know. It benefits other groups of people. It's not just about minorities. I don't know if you guys support it because you think it just benefits minorities and you're racist, but it does benefit other groups, okay? If you work somewhere, your employer is required to post that sign. Every employer that I work for has posted that sign saying that we will not discriminate on the basis by law. We will not discriminate. They still discriminate. Some of them still discriminate. Some of them don't care. They still discriminate. We don't discriminate on the basis of age, race, ethnicity, disability, sexual orientation, disability. Because there's age discrimination, all types of discrimination. There's age discrimination. There's people with disabilities get this by law. The way it's in place right now, you can't discriminate against someone because they have a disability. Employers do anyway. They still discriminate. Yeah, they still discriminate, and this is why we still need that in place, because there is still discrimination. I was on a blog a few months ago, AARP. As a matter of fact, I was on an AARP blog, and they were talking about age discrimination, and all racists was in this blog talking about that they're being discriminated against because of their age, that they're having a hard time finding a job because of their age. When you get to be a particular age, lots of people, we get to be a particular age, folks act like they don't want to hire you if you're at a particular age or over the age of 50. Well, they're supposed to not discriminate against people because of their age, but they do. Okay? And if you're a white male, the point that I was making in that video is if you're a white male and you fall under any of those categories, if you have a disability or if you're a particular age or if you're LBG, if you fall under any of those categories, you could be affected by this policy, DEI. You could be affected by this if you're a white male and you fall under any of those categories, because they discriminate. It's not just doesn't just help minorities, it helps other groups of people, and that's something that people need to understand. And basically, right at the federal level, they told them to lay those people off that were hired under DEI. Well, that's not okay. And if you stand behind that, there's something wrong with you. You gotta examine your heart if you stand behind that. I'm not here to get into a political debate with anybody. I'm not trying to go back and forth with nobody. I'm not trying to get into a political debate. I'm a content creator, so I feel like I have a responsibility to discuss these things. I am a content creator. I'm not trying to go back and forth with anybody. I don't want to get into no big political debates with anybody. And I really don't want people coming in my comment section getting nasty with me. If you voted for Trump, that's who you voted for, okay? But I'm just letting you know who you voted for. This is what he's doing, and he ain't even been in there 2 weeks yet. He ain't even been in there a full 2 weeks, and this is what he's doing already. Okay, this is what he's trying to do. He's trying to take away people's civil rights. He put a freeze on all the civil rights cases, pending civil rights cases. I read it to you in that other video. He put a freeze on it. Is that something, if you're a Trump supporter, is that something you stand behind? You support that? You support somebody having a pending civil rights case and him putting a freeze on it? Do you support that? So that's basically telling us that he doesn't care about our civil rights. What is that telling us? He doesn't care about our civil rights. And if you're disabled, you're a minority, you're a woman, you're LBG, you're of a particular age, you fall under any of those categories, Donald Trump don't care about your rights. And I was just basically asking the question in that video, is that something, you're a Trump supporter, is that something you stand behind? Do you support that? And it's not okay. I don't care what nobody say, it's not right. It's not right. He running around talking about he a Christian. When he gave his inaugural speech, he was talking about God and stuff like that. Well, anybody can talk about God, don't mean they a Christian. But then then he turns around and does something like this. I mean, it seems like to me the only people that he care about is rich white males. People like him, rich white males. DEI is what got him his job. DEI is what got him his position. I mentioned that in the other video. DEI is what got his position. He wouldn't have his position if it wasn't for DEI, because he is a felon. He has felonies on him. But they still gave him the job of President of the United States. How is it that he can still get the highest federal position in the country? President of the United States is the highest federal position in the country. How is it that you can be a felon and still get to be President of the United States? This is something that I can't wrap my mind around, because as far as I know, you can't get no federal job if you got felonies on you. It's a lot of private sector jobs that you can't get with felonies on you, as far as to my knowledge. But you can't get, I'm telling you, when I worked at a daycare, the daycare, it happened to be on federal property. This daycare was on federal property, okay? I had to get clearance just to work at the daycare. I didn't work, it wasn't part of the building, but it was on federal property. And because it was on federal property, I had to get federal clearance to work at the daycare. So if I had any kind of felonies on me, I wouldn't have been able to work at the daycare because it was on this daycare was on federal property. Okay? I had to get fingerprinted and all that and get federal clearance. I think if my memory serves me correctly, they fingerprinted me. We had to get federal clearance before we could work at the daycare. And do you think if I had a felony on me, they would have let me work there? No, you can't. It was separate from the federal, but it was on federal property. And you can't get no federal job. Anything that's affiliated with the federal government, or actually the federal government, you cannot get a job if you have any kind of felonies on you. If you have any kind of criminal, even misdemeanors is I don't think you can have any kind of criminal record. So how is it that Donald Trump can get the highest federal position in the country, in our land, with felonies? This is something that I cannot wrap my mind around. And the only thing I can come up with is he's a rich white man. And that speaks volumes about this country. And it's a DEI situation. That's how he got his job. And he had the nerve, the audacity to cut other people down, to stop other people from getting hired equally. That fits into certain groups. He's a felon. And he was able to get the highest position in the land. In what world is that okay? And can't no other felons get no government job? No, there's no felon that can walk out of prison right now and get a government job. None of them. No felon can walk out of prison right now and get a government job. He is the only one that was able to do it. And I still can't wrap my mind around that. I don't care what people say. I still cannot wrap my mind. How is a felon able to get a government job, the highest government position in the land? I don't get it. Well, anywho, black people are thinking about boycotting companies that is going to participate in the DEI. Right now, we're not sure. Right now, we're not sure what companies are going to participate in it. And the YouTuber by the name of Sovereign Woman was making the point that we can't just jump up and just boycott everybody. I think that I was watching an interview with Al Sharpton, and Al Sharpton said that Costco wasn't participating in it. That Costco wasn't participating. That Costco was not participating in the DEI. But the Sovereign Woman was basically saying, black people just can't just be boycotting all these companies, and we don't know for sure. We really don't know for sure who's going to be participating and who's not going to be participating. Okay, and what my point I made was, well, black people, we don't have our own infrastructure. The problem with us boycotting things, is that we don't have our own infrastructure. We don't have a lot of black-owned businesses. We can't grow our own food. We can't open our own. We don't have a lot of. There might be some black-owned businesses here and there. I don't know about you guys, but there's no black-owned. I can count probably on one hand the black-owned businesses in my city. There's no black-owned grocery stores in my city. There's no black. Everything is owned by white folks or Arabs or whatever. Okay, there is no black-owned businesses. I can count on one hand the black-owned businesses in my city, and they're not grocery stores. Okay, so for the most part, black people don't have the infrastructure. We don't have the infrastructure. We don't have our own resources on a mass level to be boycotting all these businesses, because we need food. We need to buy food. We need to buy clothes. What if Amazon decide to participate in it? Then what, you gonna boycott Amazon? Yeah, you could boycott Amazon, but that's what the point the cyber woman was making. Like, okay, we're gonna boycott all these businesses, but we still need to eat. We still need to buy clothes. We still need to, yeah, there's black-owned businesses, but we don't have on a mass level. I'm talking about on a mass level. On a mass level, we don't have major black corporations on a mass level. Did you know in the city of Detroit, there's only one black-owned grocery store? There's only one black-owned grocery store in the city of Detroit. So what the black people in Detroit gonna do? Walmart decide to boycott. Well, I don't really buy my groceries. I pick up a few things here and there, but I go to the Meijer store to buy my groceries. To me, I don't think Walmart has good quality produce and meat. So I don't do no major grocery shopping at Walmart. But some of these other places like Target, I don't really shop at Target a whole lot anyway. But, it's only so much, in other words, there's only so much boycotting black people going to be able to do. Realistically, it's only so much boycotting that we're going to be able to do, because we need to eat. We still need to buy groceries. We still need to buy clothes. We still need to buy toiletries and things for the house, necessities. We still need to buy those things. And we got to buy them off of somebody. Unless you could find good luck trying to find a black-owned businesses, a black-owned grocery store in your city. There is no black-owned grocery stores in my city. I live in a small city, and there is no black-owned grocery stores in my city. So, what good is it going to do me to boycott the stores? How's I'm going to get my groceries? And then what the point the cyber woman was making was that we're not sure who's going to be participating in this DEI. We're not sure yet. We're not sure that right now they're mainly doing it at the federal level. So we don't know what other companies are going to be participating in this. I know that Al Sharpton said Costco wasn't going to participate in it. Good for Costco. So we're not sure what other companies is going to get on board with this thing. But realistically, how much boycotting can black people do when we don't even have our own infrastructure? We don't have our own infrastructure, and we don't grow our own foods. We don't produce our own foods. I'm talking about on a mass level. I'm not talking about here and there. I'm talking about on a mass level. We don't have these things on a mass level. And they know that. So it's only so much boycotting we're going to be able to do. That's why they're able to make all this money off of us, because we don't have our own infrastructure. So there's only so much boycotting we're going to be able to do. Okay, hit me up in the comment section if you, a black person, have actually at least thought about that. If you at least thought about how many companies is. I think as far as the hiring, I think that it's like I said, it's what I said, like I said in the other video that I did. The first one where people are coming for me. I think there's some companies, especially in healthcare, it's just going to be looking for bodies. They're just going to be looking for people. They're not going to care what race you are or whatever. Some places have a revolving door. Some places have a revolving door, particularly in healthcare, and they're just going to be looking for bodies. They're not going to care what race you are. And there's going to be some places that have a revolving door, and they're not going to care what you got going on. Some places don't even care if you got felonies. Like in my city, we got some factories, and some of the factories don't even care if you got a felony. Is just as long as you can come in and you able body. If you able body, you in good shape and you able to come to work and do the job. As long as you able body and you able to come to work, that's all they care about. That's all they care about. So I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't worry too much about it, because there's a lot of companies that that probably won't be participating in that, because they're going to be looking to fill position. If you start getting picky and discriminating against people because of their age and race and minority status and age and all that stuff, then that's going to narrow down your workforce. And if you're a company that you have a revolving door, okay, how is that going to benefit you? And your company is going to interfere with you making money. So a lot of these companies and stuff, and I don't think a lot of them are going to be doing that. A lot of these companies in private sector, I'm not talking about the federal level, private sector, a lot of them ain't going to be doing it. They're just going to hire whoever is qualified for the job. You know, if you qualify for the job and you're able to do the job, you able body and you're able to come in and do the job, okay, come on in. You know, so I don't know. We'll see. I guess only time will tell. But like I said, there's only so much boycotting black people folks can do. But hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Did you have you thought about that? How many companies do you think that will participate in this? And I know, like I said, some black people were talking about boycotting, but but let me know. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to get into a political debate with anybody. That's not what my purpose is. I'm not trying to go back and forth with anybody. But I don't know. It's just, like I said, it's not right. It's not right what Donald Trump is doing. It's not right. Okay, that's my opinion. It is what it is. It's my opinion. This is my channel, and I'm entitled to express my opinion on my channel. Okay, I'll see you guys later, and you be blessed.